Hey everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we'll see the Cleveland Browns behind the #1 overall pick in the draft, Baker Mayfield, take on the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, and the Cincinnati Bengals. With that, let's get up to Paul Brown's.
Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports, and there you get a look at Paul Brown Stadium on the banks of the Ohio River in Cincinnati. Today, it's an AFC North matchup between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. Fielded about a yard deep. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. Calling the shots in the huddle will be the 8th-year man from TCU. His first season in his 30s. The quarterback is Andy Dalton.
2 straight subpar years for the Bengals, 6-9-1 in 2016, followed by a 7-9 in 2017. Many are starting to wonder whether Andy Dalton's actually on the hot seat this year. It's unfortunate. It comes with the territory when you're a starting quarterback in the NFL, even if it's not always fair.
Now a play fake here on first down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 44. Following the interception, Mayfield. And incomplete to open things up.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
All right, here we go.
The first carry for the rookie, Nick Chubb. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
Offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. So a false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long.
No, check, Patriot.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. The Bengal pressure gets him that time, down he goes.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? 3rd and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big-time pressure.
Now on 4th down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout.
I've got my controller.
They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Perfect.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Fair catch.
Let me go to the other sideline. Oh, you can change the options in game. It's awesome.
Taken just inside the 40-yard line. No.
You have instant replay? Of course they do.
Turn, but it goes down as just a punt of 31 yards. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. A chance to discuss the Cincinnati Bengals here as they're coming back out on offense, Charles. They still remain in the lead by a half game in the AFC North despite that 7-point loss in Week 6 to Pittsburgh. This is going to be an interesting division as the season continues.
It certainly is because Pittsburgh has gotten right. Cincinnati set the pace early. Cleveland is no longer a pushover. And Baltimore on defense, playing as well as anyone in the league. Andy Dalton struggles with Pittsburgh, though, doesn't he? 3-12 in his career against the Steelers. But I like what Cincinnati has coming up. People think I'm crazy. They go to Kansas City for a Sunday night game. Kansas City just had a bruising game, an emotional game with New England. It may catch them down a little bit. And Cincinnati, they're going to want a little redemption after losing against Pittsburgh. Keep an eye on this one.
Why can't he catch it?
Complete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free.
Jesus.
And brings up third down.
It's a lot of contact going on there. And in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Third down from the gun. Dalton.
Got it.
Got a man. It's Ross. Complete.
Almost got him.
That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, not doing. It came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag.
Tyler,
completed it very well.
Dalton, first and 10.
Come on, you dipshit.
It's incomplete.
Guys are...
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10. Second and 10. Dalton once more. And he comes back.
I can't get there.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives them much better opportunity to convert on third down.
The first carry for the
come on.
Joe Mixon. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just
this
ate
one,
that one alive.
not there. I don't wanna live in no. God, no.
In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Cleveland offense making their way back onto the field. It's been an interesting season for this group collectively. They were competitive through the first 5 games, 2-2-1. Now 2-3-1 after the Chargers really...
Why can't you get...
The football. And
the Bengals pick it up. How do I... I'm just a pro. Okay. I'm not as good as it's portraying. Oh, Bengals.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
They go play action here on first down.
Got it.
Inside the 10. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10.
AJ
just
Green.
shy of the 5 at the 6. That one goes for 24 yards.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
They'll try and run for it on first and
Giovanni
goal.
Bernard.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now.
Go on the ball. On the ball.
From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Underneath, this is Bernard. And a good display of footwork will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. Dalton on 3rd and goal. He drops it off.
Got it. Touchdown.
We'll take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Giovanni Bernard from 4 yards out. And the Bengals are going to take a first quarter lead. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Bullock out now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here comes the Browns offense back onto the field. It's been an awfully slow start for them. This is their 3rd possession. They don't have a first down yet.
So that means they have to change up what they're doing, and for some teams, it's a change in tempo, usually moving it to more up-tempo type of an offense. Just to
couldn't get it.
change their fortunes right now. What they've been
Got
doing
it,
so
I
far
think.
isn't working. Maybe they'll do that.
Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Wait a second.
I know that rookie quarterbacks have to earn veteran receivers' trust. Maybe we saw that on that play with that type of effort, huh?
Yeah, helping out the rook with a heck of a catch.
I don't know where they did.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. First down, Mayfield. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
I like how they worked the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
And Callaway taking it in left side. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
The defense here. Good first couple of plays here.
Here we go. Ooh, landed.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield throwing
block,
but it's incomplete. Darquez Denard there defensively.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Ooh, landed.
On 2nd down, Mayfield again. That's Njoku over the middle. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short, definitely was a great time to dial one up.
Here we go. Ooh, landed.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Chubb had a 92-yard rush.
We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down at 6.
2 minutes left in this quarter.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big
And he
time
throws it out of the end zone.
Probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said,
no, and there's no.
We want 6.
Not what I wanted. He hit the kicker
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag. But you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
Keep Johnson.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4.
The flag down.
Offside. Defense.
Dang it. Late flag there.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Throwing.
And he's wide open.
Who pulls this one in? He's got it.
That's a touchdown.
Touchdown. David Njoku from 3 yards out.
It could have been
the Browns
a
are
3.
within an extra point of tying this thing up.
Why do I keep hitting him?
Target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Defense.
Don't even attempt.
So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Here we
So
go.
we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
This is out of the end zone.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
So start.
And out now, here come the Bengals. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Hit
The first play of the drive there is incomplete. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
He's shaking a little bit.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not.
Check that out again.
Playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. Open man is Uzama. For 5, it's 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Throwing. Dalton.
Sees room. And he pushed.
The first down yardage to the 35. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And hard running's going to get him over.
Take us down to the
still
end of the
about
quarter.
3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front?
Back here.
Leverage, athleticism. They created some nice space for him.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. Wide open receiver.
Got it.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion.
And there's
putting up
another
some big
completion to
fantasy
the
numbers.
tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Nope.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama.
That's his
And
fourth
he'll be
reception
brought
today.
down at the 27-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line.
First down.
5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Back to Mixon on 1st down. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective game nonetheless.
They look to throw on 3rd with Dalton.
And the ball picked off.
Ran his teammate. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him
pounds it through.
all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal.
Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up, no balls over your head.
Gets it out to 33, pretty big.
Hold on. Chestnuts?
Like
Come on, what does that mean? Break out the, just because you break chestnuts?
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Green 39!
A 1st down throw from Mayfield. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Landry. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Hurry up, here we go! Blue line!
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And they'll get him down here at about the 42.
We'll get him going
9
here,
yards
2nd
is
and 1.
the pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Let's go! Blue line!
They go with Chubb on 2nd down.
Chubb.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
A give. This is Chubb. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Tackle made that time by Michael Johnson.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
Fullback in there.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On third and short to give it
a fullback.
And he will have the first down at about the 21-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make the runs we just saw there.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
What are you doing, Baker?
All right, here we go. Blue landed. Blue landed.
A second down throw for Mayfield.
What was that?
It is incomplete here.
Excuse me.
All right,
we're going big or going home.
Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break.
That's what's picked.
One that's intercepted.
Drake Kirkpatrick.
Picked off by the Alabama man, Drake Kirkpatrick. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked it.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards.
And he's been able to
right
get ball
after the turnover,
downfield.
they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
That's another
pick up there at 22.
Big reception.
Nice completion there for Andy Dalton. Charles, you worked some of his games when he was at TCU. Now you've worked his games in the NFL. What progression have you seen?
I've seen a guy who took over as a freshman in college and got better and better each year. Always added a little bit more to his game, gets stronger. But the best part about him is he's always been accurate.
A nice little juke. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's second and 11.
Hey, get ready for something coming left. Lead! Lead! Heavy.
Come on.
Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Yeah, let's just take it down.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Third and long. What will Dalton dial up? Eluding the pressure right. Pass it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on third down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a fourth down decision.
Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. This is taken at the 50.
Let's see what the Browns can do here.
A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The offense tries back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the gun, Mayfield. Got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That's good for a Cleveland 1st down, an 11-yard pickup. Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. Well, switching gears for a second, let's talk about all the offense that's been going on around the league.
Yes, please. Let's do it.
We've had 3 games where each team has scored that incredible 43-40 Pats win over the Chiefs.
A lot of people talk about when you make rules changes or you emphasize certain things, which have unintended consequences. It's just more scoring. We're seeing that, and we're seeing it, and fans are loving it. Defensive coordinators are hating it, but fans are loving it. And how about Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, that New England-Kansas City game? Big throw for big throw, touchdown for touchdown, and Brady guides him to a field goal to win it in the end.
Yeah, the elder statesman, because Patrick Mahomes was just 5 years old when Tom Brady threw his first touchdown pass in the NFL. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive.
Oh, he overthrew him.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
He can run for it, and he will. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
That was a good effort there trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
Bengals didn't call timeout.
So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one's been as good as advertised. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams as they've already made their way back out of the locker room. So to bring you the story of the second half, let's get you right back out to Brandon Godden.
On the return, Jabril Peppers. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Mayfield looks to throw.
Good catch.
And his throw here is incomplete. Well, Charles, after Kansas City losing to New England this past week, we only have one undefeated team remaining, the Rams, 6-0, and they barely beat Denver, but they got it done.
They certainly did. They actually set the pace in that game, Brandon. They got out to a pretty nice lead. and then Denver chopped into it, and the Rams held on late. But you can do that when you have Todd Gurley as your lead running back. Over 200 yards for him. The Rams, as you noted, the last undefeated team in the NFL, and no signs of cooling off, even though they had to go to Denver. Snow in Denver in October, and what was it at kickoff, 25 degrees?
25.
How about that? That didn't even cool those guys off.
And this week they'll be at San Francisco trying to get to 7-0. And he
Good
couldn't
catch,
hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
Wasn't really the greatest start. See what Cincy can come up with him. He's gonna bounce out of
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
How about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude.
What's going on here?
By scoring some points.
And to get a little more
What the
pressure.
heck?
Give them 13 yards on the opening.
He got up. He faked him.
There, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So they'll come up first and 10 now
Running
from the
is
33.
obviously a little more difficult.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Passing, it's Dalton. Coverage there by bringing body Calhoun. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides, where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big...
Maybe the Browns can come back here. Got to break free. Oh man.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Third down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of their own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball to their territory. That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, you can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before anything.
He can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
I can't get over the way you love me like you do. Back to the Bengals.
Perfect. Able to get him down behind the
I'll call
line of
you guys.
scrimmage, and it'll be 4th down.
They're gonna do it.
And now the Bengal defense here
Ooh,
calling a
spicy.
timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Returnable here from the 38. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here's Dalton and the Bengals now. 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. So Dalton now.
Intercepted.
Green, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43.
This one could have gone back. He's tackled by Dalton.
Well, these two guys, Dalton and Green, they've hooked up on some big plays since coming in as rookies together back in 2011. But sometimes Andy can rely on them just a little bit too heavily. And this is a ball he probably shouldn't have thrown.
Here's Nick Chubb as they try to fire.
Why is the running game so shitty?
Will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
The running game in this game is horrible.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Whoa.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Let's go with another
Calling
run.
no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Mayfield. Throw left side complete. It's Charles. And they'll be
At least
inside
we're
the
able to
25
get
now
a
at
few
the
of them.
24. Good defense holds
Just
him to
tie
only a
it.
yard, and it'll be 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation.
Tie game here in Cincy.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And last time...
How many does... Only 54. Shit, damn. AJ Green has 1 catch.
It's a pretty one play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
And it's intercepted again.
A 3rd time. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
This one picked off.
And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Not the best of plays there as a quarterback. You're right-handed, rolling left, trying to throw it that far downfield.
I remember a coach of mine saying, son, that's the equivalent of trying to get the car keys out of your pocket with your opposite hand while you're trying to run. You just can't do it.
Intercepted.
Here's one that's intercepted. Picked by Nick Vigil. And he'll...
See how many times I can intercept that.
Take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
It's 2 interceptions for Baker.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do?
Nice pass.
That one in incomplete there. The tight end, C.J. Uzama, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 9 yards on the pickup there as he'll be left with 3rd and 1.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes, half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a...
And this one is a touchdown.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get 6 on the ground there, and it'll be 2nd and goal coming up.
And Brandon, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
And Dalton will just sneak it. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. Officially no gain on the sneak. Kind of a wasted play there, and now it's 3rd down. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Dalton's going to sneak it. And he is in. Touchdown.
Got timeout. We got an injury here.
Andy Dalton, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals have broken our tie as they take the lead. So he's able to sneak it in. And
what happened?
Credit to the guys up front.
Oh, without a doubt, because they have the leverage on this play. We always talk about low man wins and one-on-one battles. That's exactly what happened there. Their offensive line lower than the defensive front.
Extra point up and good by Bullock, and that makes it a 17-10 score. To return, it's Peppers. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Okay. So running backs ain't doing anything.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And last time, one play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, A lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one. They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score. What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
A run for Nick.
Why can't you get there?
Down, and that will do
Stupid.
it for the third quarter of action. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the fourth. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. They'll run for it. I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard.
Are you kidding me?
Shy. So a challenge is upon us. I tell you, close game, fourth quarter. This is a huge decision.
That's fucking. That's stupid. Let's. He absolutely got there. He absolutely got there. I don't know why the run in this game is
well,
terrible.
He challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Once again, they run with Mixon. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando.
He made it. I-4.
Florida, an absolute mess. So his second field goal of the game, and that could turn out to be the big one.
Yeah, you have to make them score twice to beat you, and that's not impossible. But here in the fourth quarter, puts their backs clearly against the wall.
And with a marker down, he's up just past the 25-yard line, but I think they're going to be going backwards. Let's check the call.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
Return team.
Yeah, this is going to put them back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
And it's
dive for it, bud.
Took a shot,
dive for it.
Connect. David Njoku was the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for third down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Now, yes, a two-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right, they did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a two-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win. This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need it.
Come on.
He'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Carlos Dunlap in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. Now a second down throw for Mayfield. Flush to his right.
Intercepted.
He's intercepted a third time.
Him, Mayfield. Not a good day.
Picked by Nick Vigil. And now the Browns are going to take another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. A handoff to Mixon. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Running back,
no gain on the play there. Second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Over here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw.
Open, tight end.
Quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line.
4th and are you kidding me? That's not 4th and
leaves him just short for 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play.
The Browns steals one.
Run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from the first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, gap points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it,
away
but
from
you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
And he's got the hook up to Landry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. But correct me if I'm wrong, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Sliding out of the pocket.
Good catch.
And his throw
Why'd you
is
stop?
Incomplete.
You're not.
So many offenses want to put their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them.
Nick Chubb,
but sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
Good throw, good pass right there.
Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a
you not know how to throw a ball?
And it's 3rd down.
trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Here's a give to Mixon. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
3rd down from the gun, Dalton. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Green with a catch left side. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. All right, here's Dalton. Steps away. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Myles Garrett in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
And Bullock will put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning of that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted.
Now the ball comes loose, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. His throw, incomplete. He was trying to get it to his tight end, David Njoku. Third down here.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
To throw, Mayfield. Got a man, it's Brashad Perriman. And a nice gain at 21 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
First down, Mayfield. He's got this one complete to Perriman. And he'll go down at the 28. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's
Offside.
about.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Mayfield. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The Browns' passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
While an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play, for the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, 4th quarter, maybe you do start to watch. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they... need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope. I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively, though, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
Dalton down to a knee, and that'll be all she wrote.
Unfortunately.
And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
Let's take a look at the stats. Not a very good game for these quarterbacks. Not a very good game for the running backs either. No touchdown. And the tight end showed out. Over here, dude. Defensive. Dalton had a tackle. Look at all these defensive stats. Very much a defensive game here. Randy Bullock and Greg Joseph. Randy Bullock missed one. Hunting, Bullock. Punt return. Nothing. That's it. Bengals 26, Browns 20. Let's see another matchup. It's kind of a crappy matchup though. Let's do a better one. How about let's go Steelers Broncos. I gotta change my skill level. I'm not all pro. Want to break. Let's set injuries up to like 45. Elites. Head and leg. Something like that. How do I change that? Help. I want it just on Pro. God no! Let's play the Bucks game actually. Get to make it tonight. There. Right from my face. See what the Broncos can do. They're coming off a win in Los Angeles. Alright. Chiefs are for another time because they're really good. The Texans are pretty good. That's good.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the...
Coach, we find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Denver Broncos. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. It'll be Case Keenum leading him onto the field, making his first start in a Denver Bronco uniform.
And at the 2018 draft, when the Broncos number came up at 5, plenty of chatter that they might take a quarterback right there. Remember, Josh Allen was still on the board. Josh Rosen was still on the board. But the Broncos made a commitment to Case Keenum in free agency, and they're living up to it. Did not take a quarterback in that slot. Going to ride with their new number 4, Case Keenum.
Now a play fake here on first down. Bud Dupree in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. To throw on second down is Keenum. And the catch made. This is Emmanuel Sanders. Give him 30 yards there.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The offensive lineup now, and the guy we highlight, Emmanuel Sanders.
You can use him in any spot as a wide receiver. In the slot, out wide. It doesn't matter. He just makes plays.
Let's go, let's go. Take up the high. Like 20.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. Partner, your thoughts on this D-line?
I love a unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage to the 35. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. But the best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, that run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
Holding. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now it's Keenum here off the bootleg. Man open. He's got it complete to Cortland Sutton. And he'll go down at the 28. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen. It turned into a really nice play.
And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Now to take over for the first time. They're led onto the field by a man who needs no introduction, Ben Roethlisberger.
And when you just sit and look at the raw numbers, you actually kick back and nod in appreciation about the career Ben Roethlisberger has had. Went over 50,000 passing yards last year, 8th all-time. But what he wants more than anything, one more run at a Super Bowl where he's won twice previously.
First carry for James Conner, and he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I saw Von Miller in college at Texas A&M, and all I kept hearing about was his speed off the edge to the quarterback. But what impressed me, his balance and his ability to take on blocks and get close in the run game, as we just saw there.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up. Le'Veon Bell's saga, that continues to drag on. But James Conner, he's showing he can handle the load. 19 carries, 111 yards last week against Cincy.
And when I saw him in preseason, I knew he was back to being the James Conner we saw at his best in college at Pitt before he went through his illness with leukemia and beat that. So you know the determination. You know the athletic ability. Over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Could have had a 3rd touchdown, but the Steelers chose not to appeal, or what would you say, review a call. It looked like he may have broken the plane. He's doing it running. He's doing it catching, and the team is rallying around him in a big way.
Yeah, that's a 48-yard punt with a coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now, 1st and 10, right at the 30. On first down, it's Keenum. And that's complete to the tight end, Hireman. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. With the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Keenum on first down. Sanders has it over the middle. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision. And receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's a carry for the fullback. This is Andy Janovich. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
First carry for Devontae Booker. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards on the pickup. And that'll lead here to a third down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
To throw is Keenum. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
So it's not an NFL record, but it's not far off. That'll go in the books as a 61-yard field goal.
And wasn't it weird to see a guy line up for a field goal on the other side of midfield? The ball got halfway there, and you thought, no way is that going to make it, but it just kept carrying, and he winds up sneaking it right over the bar.
That'll be taken in the end zone. Hurdles over him. Pittsburgh taking back over here in a second on offense. And the Steelers back on the beam after their second straight win, third in the last 4 games, defeating division rival Cincy this past weekend, Charles, 28-21.
Yeah, that's the 7th straight win over Cincinnati, including the postseason. And we all remember that last postseason meeting where it looked like Cincinnati had them beat, and it got away from them. Some teams just have other teams' numbers, and right now that's what Pittsburgh has going against Cincinnati. But the open week, next week, could not have come at a better time for Pittsburgh. They're hot, but they'll get a chance to get some rest. And then their next 2 games in the division, Cleveland, who's played better this year despite their loss this past week against the LA Chargers, and then Baltimore, who's shutting everyone down on defense, especially in the second half.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. And a peek now at the offense for Pittsburgh.
A big reason this team led the league in offense, their offensive line. Monster strength. 3 Pro Bowlers last year in Alejandro Villanueva, David DeCastro, and Marquise Pouncey. Kept their quarterbacks upright to throw it downfield and carved a lot of holes for their runners.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Roethlisberger. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
And here's a look at the defense for Denver.
I saw Brandon Marshall play in college at Nevada, and what impressed me about his game was not just his ability to evade blocks, but his ability to also take them on, shed them, and get to ball carriers. Has a lot of toughness about him in his game.
Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. That'll bring up second down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10, so now they can keep grinding out first downs and good things can happen for them. Just 2nd and short coming up.
They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to Ridley. pushing and fighting his way in for a Steeler touchdown. Stephen Ridley taking it in from a yard out. And the Steelers are an extra point away from taking the lead. And they're able to run it. And it started with the battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Denver Broncos sitting at 2-4 right now. They're going to take over the possession here again on offense, but the 23-20 loss against Los Angeles. It's now a 4-game losing streak. Is there a hot seat right now for Vance Joseph? Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. Now, these guys hardly got a chance to catch their breath after the quick turnover, but I doubt they're complaining much.
Especially with the field position they get to start with. I wouldn't be complaining either. I'd want to get right back out there and get after them, because now you have an opportunity to make a big play. I'd say let's be aggressive and go after it. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a second down at 5 here to start things out. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Von Miller not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9.
I know there would be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a first down, but he does gain additional. Yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
Now Case Keenum in the offense heading back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. Let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense. You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now Keenum throwing on second. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Patrick. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Here's Royce Freeman, the first carry for the rookie. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Stephon Tuitt came out at Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends, and you just wondered, would they be able to have the leverage to bend and make plays? I think he just gave us an answer with that tackle.
Throwing the slant pattern here complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Keenum to Sanders for the Denver first down. Nothing flashy there, the slant to the slot.
Oh, and the frustration for the defensive guys, because it's a quick play, and you know it's going to be a bang-bang play in terms of the throw and the catch, and then he's able to absorb the contact and complete it.
Keenum now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Now a handoff. It's Freeman, and he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
On 2nd down, Freeman. And down inside the 15 he goes. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
From the red zone, it's Keenum. Looking middle, and it's in. Complete.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
And Brandon, every running back wants to use their speed in order to get out in front of things. Sometimes you just have to be patient, let blocks develop. On that play, that didn't happen.
Keenum. This will be caught at about the 6. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Then we got to give a little tip of the cap for the defense there. Zone coverage, locked it in tight, made it really difficult because they tried the crossing route against it, and it worked for a completion. But you have to know where the sticks are on 3rd down. Didn't get beyond them. No pickup.
It's Big Vince Williams who made the tackle. A chance to get some momentum here in the 2nd quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in. But I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys?
And Ben goes down in the end zone, and that'll be a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Oh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. Keenum going to lead the Broncos up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. Keenum now on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it down deep into Pittsburgh territory. A huge play there for Denver, 62 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
A bullet throw, but incomplete. So now 4th down looming. Remember, these guys went for it on their last drive, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, even though it didn't work out, I would not be surprised at all if they went ahead and did it again.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Darn right.
So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And a penalty marker's down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice. That often runs you into a penalty.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. With that incompletion, let's discuss all the overtime games that we've had so far in the NFL. We've had 9 of them, at least 1 each week. Now, week 6, it was Miami and the Bears with the Dolphins getting into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris. With a pick.
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
So the Broncos coming out now. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. That's what they needed. It's an 8-yard gain, and now 3rd and 4 suddenly doesn't look so bad.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd man to go with that run.
And he's got Hireman. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, is starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Keenum to throw on second down. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Jonathan Bostic coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Now Keenum on 3rd and goal. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And the return will stop him. Well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
A little antsy on the left side of the line.
Yeah, I think they got the guy in the end. I think they got the DN there on that one. And let's face it, he is so amped up, wanting to get a good get off on the snap, jump too quickly.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
And there's our first glimpse of Antonio Brown in this game, and he's a guy that's a threat each and every time the ball heads in his direction. Coming off the second year where he led the league in receiving yards in 2017.
Yeah, 1,005. Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, 66 yards. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown.
Well, partner, go ahead and strike up the band. Cue up the dance moves. AB is in the end zone yet again, and that's not a surprise at all. His ability to turn something into a bigger play after the catch, that run after catch, one of the things that helps separate him as one of the elite receivers in the NFL.
Boswell for the extra point. Boswell good with the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, he goes up top. And the focus of our players' spotlight right now shining on Case Keenum. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down. Well, switching gears for a second, a neat moment before Pittsburgh's game last week. Everybody knows James Conner and how he dealt with cancer. 10-year-old in the crowd, Charles, had a sign that he was holding, and this kid is also dealing with cancer. James Conner went over to him, met him, gave him a word of encouragement, and signed some things for him. That was really nice.
Really cool, isn't it? Because James Conner understands what that young man's going through. I believe his name is Levi. Got his attention. They're kindred spirits. And James Conner also showed him by his play and being back out there, beat this, overcome it, and go out and live your life the way you want to live it. And he's living it in a big way in the NFL right now, having a terrific season.
And over 100 yards again this past week.
Yeah, what a great story and crucial catch month in the NFL.
The Broncos send out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
A good return there, 17 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. He's delivered a solid performance so far here in the second quarter.
Everything has been good for him. And right now, if you're on defense, you don't want it to go to great. So you have to just change up coverages and looks on him all the time.
Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here of the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
Boswell on now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And coming out now, the Broncos. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
Roger.
On 2nd down, here's Keenum. And Sutton hauls it in over the middle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Now a 1st down throw. Keenum. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this, or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate. Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone. The Broncos on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Keenum throwing once more. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As we send you on out to our studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman at REA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. Back and forth, we win in that first half. This has certainly been an entertaining one to watch thus far. Let's get right back out to it as we'll rejoin our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Again, it's Connor. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro linebackers, Von Miller. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Royce Freeman taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Broncos use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed. Wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Now McManus on to kick this one off. On the return, it's Juju Smith-Schuster. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 34. It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Domata Peko, the one to get him down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On third down, it's Connor, and he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on third down.
Try and regain some confidence, and you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here, because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it third down at 6.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends, because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Roethlisberger hooking up with Brown to get the Steelers a first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now whistles here before the snap, and it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved.
False start, offense.
And that'll set them back 5. The false start backs them up 5, first and 15. Roethlisberger. There he goes inside the 30. That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. The Steelers getting another first down on a bit of a roll. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
They'll run at Stephen Ridley, and he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Roethlisberger will throw. He'll get this one to Switzer. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through, picking up the first. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A gain of 6 there on first. To that interception on the last drive, you come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when and told me.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. A great play there. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter. Capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense's sails, because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, it doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield.
Well, let's take a step back and look league-wide here, Charles. What contender do you think is in the most trouble through 6 weeks? I would not have thought Jacksonville a couple of weeks ago, but, boy, very flat performances against KC and Dallas.
Yeah, and we expect them to be a dominant team on the defensive side of the ball week in and week out, and Dallas just shredded them in their game on Sunday. But I don't think Jacksonville's in as much trouble as maybe Denver is. Denver's 2-4, 4 straight losses, and Kansas City's setting a heck of a pace in the AFC West. Vance Joseph, the second-year coach in Denver, many thought he wouldn't return after last year. Got a second opportunity. This isn't helping him. And last but not least, and we're talking about this group of people, how about the Atlanta Falcons? They're also 2-4, but they got a much-needed win against Tampa Bay on Sunday. If we knew they could get their defensive players back, I'd like them a lot more. They've got a tough road ahead of them, but Matt Ryan, he can help equalize things out.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. 1 yard officially on the pickup, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 11.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Throwing is Keenum on 3rd down. And he's unable to haul it in. So it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field. And that brings up 4th. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Connor. And they'll get him down. Up past the 15.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
They run with Connor. And he'll power his way up near the 25. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. Wide open receiver, complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Roethlisberger now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's Connor. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Only a yard on the gain there as time will run out on this 3rd quarter of play. It's Steeler football, and the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. They give him a gain of 38. Charles, you think Big Ben is happy to have Antonio Brown on the other side of his passes?
You know he is, but he also expects it. This is how their offense runs best. When those two get together, especially early, and continue to do it throughout the game, the end result is the one that we're seeing right now. They're ahead on the board.
It has been early and often. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real, and I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players, but you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare.
On third down, Roethlisberger, and this is going to be incomplete. Now, they've got to be a little frustrated here to not complete that on third down after having such a long drive going.
Hey, you're talking about going over 70 yards on the drive. Yeah, did you say a little frustrated?
Very frustrated.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm very frustrated. There's no doubt about it. They thought they were going to have a chance to cash in the end zone. Now it looks like it's likely a field goal attempt.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Pretty good running there, 9 yards. Sets up a 3rd and 1.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set, and that 3-4, you've got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. Keenum. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Escaping the pressure right. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks. And they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Here's Keenum now on second down. And that's complete to the tight end, Hireman. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco first down. And a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. So he got free of one tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
Throwing is Keenum. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Now Keenum again. The quick slant caught. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. In for the score. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone. For a touchback. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. To the right side and complete to Washington. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll run it now out of the gun. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Now a handoff working right, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now third down. They'll look to throw. Forced it, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The former Buckeye, Cameron Hayes. That's going to bring up a fourth down. Back to throw. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Steelers are close to finishing off this football game. So that's the second time this game they've given it up on fourth down. They're now 1 for 3 on fourth down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on fourth down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually you have fourth down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Now it's counter. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. It's the linebacker, Brandon Marshall, there on the tackle.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. On third down, that's Connor. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense, as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. And Boswell's kick is good, yielding 3. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, you know, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. Keenum now to throw. Flushed out right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
Try and get it all back with one big shot right there, but even if successful, that doesn't get them all the way back to where they need to be. Can't totally abandon throwing the ball underneath as well.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. One last throw for Keenum. Sutton reeling it in on the...
They're going to fix them and continue to get better at what they do, but they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. Welcome to the special Saturday edition of the NFL on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. With that, let's head over to Raymond James Stadium in Tampa for the call of this one. We bring in our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
And we're about 5 miles northwest of downtown Tampa at beautiful Raymond James Stadium near Florida's Gulf Coast. Just a short time ago, the Buccaneers emerging from their tunnel to the roar of this frenzied crowd here in the Sunshine State. And we're in the big ship, and fittingly, everyone here ready to do battle as Tampa Bay gets ready to match up with the San Francisco 49ers. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Winston now to throw on first down. That's complete. Middle of the field to Humphreys. And right away, he lost the football. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Buccaneer first, Winston DeBrate.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Jameis to throw it.
36.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the second level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Watch 84.
Here's Winston. Over the middle to Evans. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be let out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And what I'm looking for from him today, the things every quarterback is looking to do. Lead his team to a victory. Doesn't matter whether he's throwing it, running it, handing it off, however he has to do it, as well as exhibiting some leadership, that's what he's trying to accomplish.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his first pass is incomplete.
Sorry.
And the starting crew now for San Francisco.
And wide receiver Marquise Goodwin showed in 2017 he's more than just an Olympic long jumper. Showed more facets to his game. Not just a long ball threat either. Could catch it underneath. Nearly 1,000 yards in receiving. And had more catches last season than his 4 years combined in Buffalo.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Here we go now. 3.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And bringing it in, this is Selleck over the middle. And down he'll go at the 25. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And a quick look at the Buccaneer defensive starters.
The heart and soul of the defense is defensive tackle Gerald McCoy. 6 straight Pro Bowl seasons. His ability to move up and down the line of scrimmage and create mismatches is something that really helps out the Tampa defense.
The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Back to throw here. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
Now let's go. Green 39.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Call it a gain of 5, and it'll make it a second down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Breida, CD, an undrafted free agent from a season ago. And with McKinnon out, he's really helped fill the running void for the 49ers.
Yeah, remember, they got Jared McKinnon as a free agent and expect him to be a 3-down back for them. As you mentioned, out for the season with an ACL injury. Almost fitting that Matt Breida stepped into the breach for him. They were college teammates at Georgia Southern. Breida leading the league in rushing, tied for the lead, I should say, through the first 3 weeks of the season. And don't forget in reserve, Kyle Juszczyk, their fullback, who can take some plays at running back as well.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
This is Breida. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile. He stopped that one behind the line of scrimmage.
He may try and run for this.
He's taken
They're able
down.
to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
20-yard rush there.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a 1st down, and inside the 5-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him.
And they're going to use
Didn't get the push
It's
they
going to be
needed.
enough.
He'll get it up the middle, and he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there, taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Niners have taken the early lead.
I know we don't talk about... But the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
This will be taken in at the 1.
27.
Tampa Bay back onto the field, and they're coming off a loss last week in Atlanta, 34-29. Jameis Winston, first start of the year. We know the story with Fitzpatrick. Now Winston takes over. 4 touchdowns from him. You'd think that would be enough to win an NFL game, but Charles, their defense is just not up to snuff.
You're exactly right. I mean, the problem they've got, Winston piloting the offense. Fitzpatrick did a nice job doing that in the first part of the season. But the defense gives up way too many big plays for one that beefed things up in the offseason with a better pass rush with Jason Pierre-Paul and Vinny Curry coming in as free agents. The back end of the defense has been a struggle. Brent Grimes has been hurt at one corner. Vernon Hargrave's been hurt at the other corner. The safeties have struggled at times. And people are getting big play after big play against them. And that is hurting that Tampa Bay defense overall. All right, Brent, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Big hit. That deserves injury.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Yeah.
like this camera. Pull him out for a play. Put Ronald Jones in there.
And once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Our first carry now for the rookie from SC. It's Ronald Jones. Down to about the 22 here. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back.
I want to see Ryan Griffin get the start.
To the line of scrimmage.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
3rd and short yardage. Winston steps away to his left. He's got Evans. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open.
And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Peyton Barber taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
But that was pretty good right there. Now the 49ers offense.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. So it can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
Taken down out of bounds. Big for the Bucs.
Out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So a change of possession here on the punt. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Wentworth now 1st and 10 at their own 46. Play fake. Winston. Airing this one out for Evans.
Got it, Evans.
That's going to be caught. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Big play.
Mike Evans. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off.
Cairo Santos punching it through. That one was absolutely beautiful.
I mean, let's face it. That should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Santos out now. He'll kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
They run with Breida. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Now back to throw. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
As he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
James Winston.
And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see if it's that easy here. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. Well, this gives us a chance to look ahead to some big Week 7 games upcoming. New England, Chicago, that's intriguing. Carolina and Philly, you have that game. And then how about Dallas and Washington? They're a combined 6-5, but they're playing for first place in the NFC East.
And just think, Dallas and Washington fans, when they have children, the first words they teach them are, "We hate that rival team." And now they're going to get after it for first place in the East. The records aren't great, but the rivalry is strong. New England, Chicago. Chicago let one get away last week against Miami, but still they have high hopes in the NFC North, and they get to test their mettle against a perennial champion, the New England Patriots. And Carolina, Philly. Carolina had a tough one in Washington last week. Philadelphia, big win last Thursday against New York Giants in New York. That's a big, big ball game for both of them.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taking it about the 36.
There's a flag. See what's going on there.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
So that one will be accepted.
First down.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10.
No, check, Patriot.
Here's Breida. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Stop made there by Gerald McCoy. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
They're going to look to throw. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's a good one. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
Got it. The Niners tie the game.
Well, they weren't messing around. 1st and goal, they don't do anything fancy. They just go to the fullback right away.
I like how you phrase that because oftentimes they come back to the fullback when it's late in the down and distance count, right? In this case, 1st down, let's go get it right now.
And he got it. 6 points on the board. Now the Buccaneer offense gets set to take over. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Looking left side, he's got it complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
The first carry here for Jaquiz Rogers. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop them short of a 1st down.
Now Winston.
Almost picked. They're going to stay.
Incomplete.
Incomplete. What are they thinking?
Now, that's just simply good coaching and excellent technique on that play. You know why? Because everyone wants to rush the passer when they want to throw the football, but you're not always going to get there. So what are you taught to do? When the ball's finally thrown, get your hands up in the passing lanes, and they batted that one away.
No. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Well, after that pickup of a first down, I think some of the defensive guys are going to be looking over their coordinator and saying that was not in the scouting report. That went against every tendency most teams have. You don't usually hand the ball to your big guy in that situation. Sometimes you catch them by surprise.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. This one caught by Kittle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his football.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Now a play fake here on first down. That is caught at the 7-yard line. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. Got a man. Touchdown 49ers. It's Selleck. Garrett Selleck from 3 yards out. And the 49ers have moved down in front. And a play.
Tight offensive game here.
Fake down near the goal line here worked out well.
Anytime you can make them think that you're going to run the ball and go to that play-action pass, you see the end result. Usually a touchdown.
Is that harder? Is the play fake harder to defend for the defense near the goal line or no? Because there's not as much room to work with.
It is harder because down near the goal line, you're thinking much more of a running play, especially if people run out big formations. So it is harder to defend.
Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence. I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. And they'll run it here. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. The Bucs on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We'll come back to Tampa after this timeout. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. Complete. He finds Bray. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Oh, and now he bowls him over. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Calling a gain is 7, and it gives him a new set of downs.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Solomon Thomas in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Winston. But he's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Winston. And Winston lost the football. Well, the offense failed earlier on the previous crack at this, but they're going again on 4th down. And Santos
knocks it through.
Was able to put this one up and through. It's good, and that'll bring him back within 4. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defense is awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we send you a stone's throw away across I-4 to Orlando. There standing by is Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. Back and forth, we win in that first half. This has certainly been an entertaining one to watch thus far. So let's get right back out to it as we'll rejoin our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. Here's James. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? you adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
This quarterback now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Jason Pierre-Paul in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus a right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
And with the play clock about to expire, Kyle Shanahan's going to use a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Let's go.
They'll set up a throw. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in the 2nd half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
All right, now look at 56.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense as that fell harmlessly to the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that one was over before it could get rolling. How about the D just knifing into the backfield and shutting that one down?
They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
30-20.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. On the move, looking for Garcon, and it's intercepted.
This is an interesting interception here.
By Jordan Whitehead.
He just tried to get rid of it. Take it.
Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Here comes.
Taken out of his hands. Whitehead.
Reps of the 2nd half.
God knows.
Last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
About 3 yards there to the 27.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
Now a second down throw for Winston. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And they'll go on the ground. And now running right through it. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Winston to throw it this time. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown.
Peyton Barber. Big day for him.
And the Bucs are able to strike for 6. Didn't have anything downfield, swung it out to the flat. He did the rest.
So many offenses we see now, you know, in our discussions with offensive coordinators, how many times do they tell us, hey, this offense is designed for either a touchdown or a check down. We saw the check down on that play, and boy, was it successful.
We saw a touchdown, too. Here's James. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And that's a nice gain by him on first down, picking up some key yardage.
Nick Mullins came back out after his interception.
Now it's Breida. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. So just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
Here we go now.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He'll find Goodwin Hickle right on the chalk of the 45. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Get back in this thing.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route,
blitz coming, and down he goes.
Levante David.
David able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
Let's check this out. He braced for impact. Laid out Nick Mullins. CJ Beathard's gonna have to come in for a couple plays.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Man open. It's Goodwin. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. M.J. Stewart made the tackle from his corner spot.
Can we just take that run and turn it into a kind of a clip and save? Because that tells you everything you need to know about this drive. They've been moving the ball awfully well.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the 2 defensive tackles in a 4-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business.
Well, he's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Now it's Morris. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
To throw is Beathard. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter.
4th and 1.
Kyle Shanahan's made the decision. They're going on 4th down. They run for it with Morris. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down.
I tell you, on that first glance, I thought he got it easily. But the mark was not a real favorable one. As it turns out, they do give him the first down, but that was very close to going the other way.
That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there. And
they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
Tie game. Now, what can the Buccaneers do?
And Gold is able to put it through. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
So there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And
this is going to be intercepted.
The classic Jameis interception. That wasn't even... I didn't really aim for it to be intercepted.
Picked up by DJ Reed.
Jameis.
So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
And we're getting word that Nick Mullins will not be returning the game out.
Beathard. Caught left side, Garcon. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Now, how about that call handed to the big guy in that situation? Normally you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case, they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offense coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field.
Rush coming in, he's taken down. Levante David in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And kick is good. 27, 24.
Gold is able to put it through, and that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Now the Buccaneers offensive unit back out on the field. Winston and the Bucs take over now 1st and 10 at their own 22. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against his zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. The 2nd down throw for Winston. Right side caught by Jackson. And he showcases the spin, a pretty good gain before he's taken down. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Jameis now on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back deep over the middle. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. Dancing to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Solomon Thomas getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Flush to his right. He hits his target, left side, Watson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass.
This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving day. You know, when we get together this year and the Davises and the Gardens get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt, and so far it's working for both of them. You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And it's Reuben Foster in on the tackle.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive, take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
On 3rd down, that's Rodgers. Into the end zone, touchdown Buccaneers. Jaquiz Rodgers, 14 yards. And the Bucs have taken the lead here in the 4th. But there you go, nothing really too...
Got it.
Flex, block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
A 10-play drive that time. And it was finished off.
Time for the defense to come out there.
By the 14-yard touchdown run.
100%
And Sanford.
Like to do, I have to get sure. Forget the dog. Oh, I want to be free. Yeah, I'm got to be free.
Cisco gets set to go here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. To throw is Beathard. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
From the shotgun now. Here's an inside give. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's Beathard to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. 3rd and long coming up defensively. Do you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. Down 4 late. Got to go for it here on 4th down.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Got to try it
Rush
here.
coming.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken.
It's so scripted.
Down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they will take a knee here.
2 meals, and it's over for the Bucs. The Bucs could come home with a victory. They're already at home. This meal, you gotta do it.
Winston will kneel down, and that should be your ball game.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
The Buccaneers will be 4-7.
Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it?
It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.
Buccaneers.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Bucs are winners here as we say so long from Tampa.
49ers. 27. Just couldn't come away with it. But, boy, what a game it was. Winston, 246 yards passing, 1 interception. This is his best game in a while. That Kyle Juszczyk. Mullins. Ronald Jones didn't have many carries, only had 2. 17 carries. Barber. Good Gusson. Pierre Gusson. He wasn't actually supposed to be in the game. Godwin only had 1 catch. Wow. DJ. Kittle, Evanston. McGlitchy. Mullins came out with a concussion. That's really where it went all wrong for the Niners. Vita Vea. It's on the board actually. Jaquiski Tart. What a name. Cairo Santos. Good day for the kickers. As well as the punters. Dare. Ogunabulule. Team stats. Big scoring at the first part of the game. And that's that one for you. What's the last one